You know. I smoke up all that grass so I can see the snakes in my lawn. And when they get close to me, know that I'ma cut their heads off. Whenever we got problems, we just how those problems get solved. Just break it down and roll it up and watch your issues dissolve. You'll forget about what happened by the time the spliff is gone. And if your hands too sticky, here's a neck and wipe them off. But you're smoking on, boy, you know we smoking on it strong. This shit.
Recovery Room Podcast. First of all, let's just do it. AdamandEve.com, Recovery Room Podcast collaboration. Go to AdamandEve.com. Use promo code RRPOD. That's promo code RRPOD. What you get if you use that promo code, man?
50% off.
50% off almost everything on the website.
On the website.
And some free shipping. Hope you took advantage of that Valentine's Day deal. It was one not to be missed. Hope you had a good Valentine's Day. Again, that's Recovery Room Podcast and Adam and Eve collaboration. AdamandEve.com. Go to AdamandEve.com. One more time. Go to AdamandEve.com. Mm-hmm. Don't walk up in the store and tell them RRPOD because they're not going to know what you're talking about. You go to AdamandEve.com. Put in the promo code RRPOD. Get yourself a nice discount. All right. Let's get into it, man. Today, or yesterday, or a couple days ago, or whenever this fucker said all of these things, went on his Instagram rants, he revealed, Kanye West revealed that Donda 2, the follow-up to his lukewarm album that came out last year, is now going to be locked and bound to
$210.
STEM player.
$210.
The only way you're going to get down to 2 is if you buy the Kanye Yeezy or Ye or whatever the fuck it is, STEM player. Mm-hmm. What you think about that?
Well, I mean, I had saw this STEM player a while ago, and I was already kind of like, I wanted to buy it, but I was just like $200. Like, no one wants to really pay $200 to hear an album. I'm gonna be quite honest.
Right.
Like, I don't know. And this led me to start doing a little bit more research about the STEM player. Because if I was going to spend $200 on it, like...
this was before...
I wanted to at least be like...
Let's, for some clarity, this is before he announced that Donda 2 was going to be locked.
This was before. So I was just watching all of these videos and stuff, and I was like, nah. Because I could probably find some software to really cut the tracks if I wanted to do that, but... Then I hear this, and like the only way we gonna be able to hear Donda 2 is if we buy this STEM player. I don't think I'm gonna buy that STEM player, just for the simple fact it's a $200 toy essentially. You don't really, it's no real software that comes with it. Like you can't use it for something different. Like I know you can upload a song into it, but it's literally like one song at a time. It's not like you can go put a select playlist up there and, have all of those songs to cut, chop, or do whatever you want to do with it. Or I could even see if this STEM player was like, it had a screen on it and everything. Like, it was touch screen for $200, I mean... Like, right. If it was touchscreen and you could literally go through and mix the levels and upload a at least 100-song playlist into it, yeah. I think that would be worth the money. But this machine that I saw doesn't really seem like it's worth the money to me.
Or even if they had some type of proprietary algorithm, like, don't get me started on telling you how you could make something like this because I don't know. It's not my job to know. But if they had some type of proprietary algorithm built into the stem player who could, like with Donda, inside the stem player, it's tracked out. Mm-hmm. So if you want to cut the vocals, you literally cut the vocals. It's tracked out. With any other song you put in there, the stem player just tries to mute out the frequency. Like if you want to get the bass out, they try to mute out the low range of frequencies to take all the bass out, but you can still kind of hear it in the background, right? If they had some type of algorithm who could analyze a song, break it down, and actually reverse engineer it back to individual tracks, as if it was the original studio recording, even if it's only one song at a time, that's worth $200. That's probably worth more than $200 for the fucking algorithm alone. That can do something like that would be fucking priceless. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. It doesn't do that. And we get to... No, let me just be honest. I listened to Donda strictly because we were just going to review it. Right? Mm-hmm. Like after let me go back. I listened to the listening party, and then I only listened to the studio album because we were gonna review it. Because the listening party let me know that the album was trash. Like I listened to the studio album only because we were gonna review it. And Donda 2, I know we was probably gonna review it, so I would have listened to it, but not for that. I would have never listened to that shit. Like, literally. Because Donda is so bad. And Donda 2 is probably going to be bad. And everything Kanye West has made since 2010 has been fucking bad. To me. So, I can't really... I'm not really that upset for my own self that Donda 2 is linked to the stem player because I'm not going to miss it. Like, if I don't hear it, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I don't know. They said he already made $2.2 million in the first 24 hours of releasing that the joint was going to be on the Donda 2 was going to be on the stem player.
I mean, that's to be expected. Kanye West got a hardcore fan base that's not going anywhere. Right? He got a hardcore fan base that's not going anywhere. But to me, if this bullshit he pulled didn't wake you the fuck up, you're beyond help.
So, but he's saying it's time to free music from this oppressive system. It's time to take control and build our own. So, is he expecting every other rapper to like have a $200 stem player or like put their album on something that's completely theirs or release it on a website or something like that?
These niggas couldn't even get Drake to jump to Tidal. The biggest artist in the world who fucking fan base might have followed him over there. Mm-hmm. They couldn't get him to jump to Tidal. You want me to tell you why?
Why?
Because his fan base is not who he's dependent on to make him money. Mm-hmm. His fan base is there. That's a known quantity. It's the people who just on Apple Music casually browsing through a fucking playlist that a Drake song is on. That all them, he ain't got 1.2 billion fucking fans, but his album got 1.2 billion streams or some shit. Like, you literally think that 1/7 of the world's population is a Drake fan? But his album is in the algorithm of these playlists and shit. His albums and his songs get out there because he that big to where he can be in the featured playlists and all that. And he didn't give that shit up to go even fucking with Tidal, which is a streaming service. Hell no. I don't expect niggas to do this. And Kanye didn't have to do it. He talking about if you want to join the revolution, go to stemplayer.com. Damn, since when did it cost $200 to join the motherfucking revolution, my nigga? The revolution will not be televised. Did Gil Scott Heron charge motherfuckers $200 for him to say that?
He didn't. But I don't know. It's just $200. That's all I can't really wrap my head around. $200 to listen to this. Like, and I would hate if like I really went and paid $200 to get one of these STEM players, because I'm gonna be honest, I've actually been thinking about it to hear this album, because I would still want to review a Donda 2, because I feel like that would, with all of this around it, I still feel like that would be worth it for the review. But
nah,
like I said, $200.
This is the thing, with he can sell his album how he want.
Yeah,
that's how I put it, like that. But to me, if you really was serious about what you saying, I don't think it is. I think that this is a ploy to sell STEM players because nobody was buying them. Mm-hmm. Prime example. Can you go to Foot Locker, pick up a pair of Yeezys right now? Mm-mm. You just walk in there and get it. Mm-mm. Can you go to the Gap or whatever and get one of them motherfucking plain t-shirts he was selling? Can you just walk up in there and get one of them hoes?
I mean, to be fair, with what Yeezy brand stuff is, which is like hype beast clothing and hype clothing, you can't really walk in any store and get anything hype. So
Kanye West think that anything that he's attached to is hype beast.
I mean, it technically is though. Like, Yeezy is straight hype. Nobody, unless no Yeezy sits around in stores. Like, nothing hype usually sits around.
But I'm saying, like, he think the STEM player to him should be hype beast type shit. And yesterday, after he, like 2 days after he announced this shit, when you first sent it to me, because I don't keep up with this nigga. When you first sent it to me 2 days after he announced it, I went on stemplayer.com, went right to the shit, hit add to cart, and they took me right to the page to check out. Over the Christmas break, I couldn't do that shit with no PlayStation 5. I couldn't do that with the new Xbox, and I couldn't do that with the OLED Switch. I couldn't do that with either. I mean,
but if you think about it, this ain't really like no system or nothing that's really gonna give you an extreme amount of fun off of it. This is a music listening device. This ain't even as big as an iPod or fucking. This is the equivalent to like if Apple was dropping a brand new Nano, a brand new fucking iPod Nano.
Right.
Nobody would fucking. I mean, let me not say nobody. The 2.2 million people that bought the fucking STEM player would probably buy that Apple shit, because it's either because the Apple shit was connected to Apple, and the 2.2 million niggas that bought it from Kanye is because the shit is connected to Kanye.
So what I'm saying is that I'm not saying that this shit should be hard to get. I think he thinks it should be hard to get. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that I think the Donda album is tied to this shit because you could just go up on the website and get one. Niggas ain't lining up and crashing websites to get this shit like they was with them video game consoles, or like they are with shoes, or like they even work, bro. When I was ordering my Galaxy S22 Ultra, the fucking website crashed, nigga. The whole damn thing. They sold out of them shits in a day. Nigga, they had to replenish the motherfuckers.
But see, that's the thing. If Kanye, I don't think, the only reason why I don't think it's one of those type of things, and I think it's something, I ain't gonna say something completely different, but I'm pretty sure it's along the same lines of money. But bruh,
and they said he made $2.2 million off of the STEM players in 1 day. You know how many STEM players that equals?
How many?
11,000.
Yeah.
Bruh, they put out the numbers that make the motherfucking shit seem more grand than it is.
Makes sense.
It's the same way with video game companies.
They put
Like,
out how many that shit sold.
Nah. Look at this. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you an example. Halo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft came out and they said Halo surpasses 20 million players. It did surpass 20 million players. They don't tell you these two things. They don't highlight this. They don't highlight that Halo #1 is fucking free. And if you only want to play the multiplayer, you don't even need Xbox Game Pass or Xbox Live. You can just download it and play it.
Mm-hmm.
And they also don't tell you that ain't 20 million motherfuckers all at once. Bro, that's just 20 million since it came out. They give you the numbers that's going to make that shit look grander than it is. Nintendo, you know what they said? Pokemon sold 7 million copies in 3 days. That ain't free. That's 7 million individuals spending $60 on a fucking children's game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you ain't got the numbers, like that 7 million in 3 days, that's numbers. Mm-hmm. That's something to brag about. When you ain't got that, you start bragging about other shit. Oh, yeah. It's like a motherfucker going on Twitter, bro, like, and saying I got that's the equivalent of saying I got a million retweets. How much fucking money did you make off of that, bro?
Right.
Like, this nigga say he made 2.2 million dollars off of the STEM player. That's a lot of money, but that's 11,000 STEM players.
Mm-hmm.
In what world would Kanye consider it a success that he sold 11,000 albums? In what world?
Nah. I was also reading what he said. He even referred to Jay-Z. He was basically saying he turned down the $100 million deal for Apple. No one can pay me to be disrespected. We set our own prices for our art. Tech companies made music practically free, so if you don't do merch, sneakers, or tours, you don't eat. Jay-Z made Tidal and fake media attacked him. Well, in the words of my big brother, come and get me. I'm willing to die standing because I ain't living on my knees no more. That's what he said.
Bruh, you talking about that they was paying niggas like 50 cents. But before tech companies came into this, they was paying niggas like 50, 75 cents per album sold.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas been not getting shit. The tech companies didn't do this shit. It was crazy. Bro, I remember when Jim Jones came out and said that he went to Koch, which is now called E1, mm-hmm. which I think is pronounced Coke, but I don't know. But Koch, we call it Koch. We've been calling it Koch. Koch Records used to be the record label where motherfuckers would look at you and say, yeah, that nigga is trash now. That's why he at Koch Records. Mm-hmm. But what Koch Records was is an independent label. Koch Records you own your shit and they distribute it for you, basically.
Right. That's
what they were. It's kind of like what Fontana is, even though Fontana is part of Warner Brothers, mm-hmm. it's for independent. It's like a distributor. When 50 Cent said you a fucking lie, when Jim Jones said Koch was paying him $5 for every album that he sold. Mm-hmm. 50 Cent said you a liar. Now, he might have been telling the truth or lying, but it ain't. My point with that is these niggas have never been getting a lot of money for albums sold. That's why every time you hear a musician talk, they tell you get the most money off of tours. That's what they've been saying. So if he was really feeling this way, he should have started doing this type of shit years ago. Should he not?
Right.
Should it took him 10 motherfucking albums? Did he not try to launch a fucking streaming service with Jay-Z himself? Kanye was one of the original investors in Tidal.
Uh-huh.
Him, Jay, Rihanna. Like, he tried to launch this same system he talking about. Tidal got to the point where motherfuckers was giving it away Sprint was giving that shit away. That's how they got all them subscribers up.
Yeah.
Sprint was giving that shit away for free.
I don't know. It's kind of like I kind of see where he's coming from as far as him wanting to get the most for his album, I guess. But $200 is not the way.
He don't even want to get the most for his album. He would have most likely got the most for his album taking that fucking $100 million.
Yeah.
Bruh, he wants you. He wants his fans to foot the bill for his fucking ego trip. That's what he wants. That's what I believe. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am.
And I mean, this shit kind of even goes. I'm even willing to take this into. This is probably some of the reasons he stopped fucking with Kid Cudi. Cause I don't know. Kid Cudi don't seem like he one of those people that would keep his music away from his fans or make his fans pay for, pay a whole bunch of money for his stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't know Kid Cudi by any means, but I just don't think he would be one of those type of people. I could even hear that. Like,
I used to date his brother's sister-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's somebody. Yeah, his brother's wife is from Charlotte, or not from Charlotte, but lived in Charlotte or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how. His brother's wife is. I used to date her little sister,
Right.
like 12 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
for a brief amount of time. And she told me that shit. She got mad at me one day when I was talking about how much I like Kid Cudi music, and she said, "Shut the fuck up! I can't stand that nigga." I was like, "Why you don't like his music?" She said, "I don't like his music. That's my sister's husband. I mean, my sister is married to his brother, and he think he all of that." That's what she said. I don't know though. I never met him. Never met the man. She probably was just hating.
Nah,
anyway.
But I could even see also in that he's messing with Skeet Davidson.
Bro, I don't think it.
I don't know why and that's another thing. He's going so crazy over this Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson stuff. But
It's his ego, bro. It's his ego.
I don't know. That is like the mother of his children.
It's his fucking ego. He been acting like this about her before they had kids.
Yeah.
Bro,
That is true.
You married the original ethot, my nigga. Her whole brand is launched off of a fucking sex tape. Tommy Lee was famous before his sex tape came out.
Mm-hmm.
Pam Anderson, famous before the sex tape. I didn't know who the fuck Kim Kardashian was until the sex tape came out, bro. This is the thing. In my opinion. Or this is the question I got. Is Kanye going to... Kanye own a record label. You know, the record labels is part of this fucking system that he's talking about he doesn't fuck with anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
He wants you to pay him $200 a pop for his albums, right?
Mm-hmm.
For Donda 2. Is he going to then turn around and pay Pusha T $7, $8 a copy for his It's Not Dry Yet album? Is he going to do that? Is he going to push this shit forward to his artists? Or is he going to continue operating his record label like every other fucking record label operates?
Yeah. Nah, and that would make it even worse if he just starts releasing all of their music on that stem player.
He's not going to, though.
That would be terrible.
He's not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to do any of that shit. I don't think Kanye realizes yet that his music is not that popular anymore. I don't think that I think that, you know, when you know what they say about aging superstars in sports, that the superstar themselves is always the last person to notice that they're not what they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what Kanye, that's where he's at. I don't think this nigga realized his music ain't popping no more. The people who bought the fucking tickets to those concerts is people who was already gonna listen to the shit. Mm-hmm. The people who watched that shit on Apple Music is people who was already gonna listen to it. New niggas ain't listening to your shit, man.
Oh no, I do think this nigga Kanye. I mean, he did break hella records.
What records he broke?
1 billion streams on Spotify.
Then Drake broke it in the next fucking week.
I mean, but still, it's still people listening to Kanye. I mean, I do still think he's extremely relevant.
He got
even possibly one of the top musicians alive right now.
I'm not saying that he is irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Look at the trajectory this nigga went on. This nigga went on a trajectory. This nigga went on a trajectory back in the day. How damn College Dropout come out. This shit set the world on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Then Late Registration come out. Sell like 800,000 in a week. Double up what College Dropout did in the first week, right? Then Graduation come out. 1 million in a week. Then 808s and Heartbreak come out. Don't quite sell that much because the diehard Kanye fans didn't fuck with it at first. I was one of them who didn't. I love that album now though. But influenced a whole fucking generation of rappers who rap with the auto-tune and shit right now. Right? Then Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy come out and people look at this shit as that nigga's musical peak. Bruh, everything been downhill from there. I don't think Cuz realized that his shit ain't like what it was no more. Like for them first 3-4 albums, he was getting new fans every time that shit came out.
I do agree though. I don't think his shit really is where
his shit don't shift the needle, man. It don't move the needle.
I can't say it's terrible though.
I ain't talking about quality of the music. I'm talking about relevance in popular culture. It don't move the needle no more.
Yeah.
It don't move it. You don't when you got your dedicated fan base. Right now, let's keep with the sports analogies. Right now, Kanye West, the only albums that get sold right now get sold to the season ticket holders. Just like back when I've been a fan of the fucking Miami Heat for ever since they drafted D Wade, right? Mm-hmm. I was a fan of them, right? Until he popped off and let niggas know that he was one of the best in the world and one of the best to ever do it. About 2 or 3 years in, I used to watch them games and the fucking stands is half empty because you know who was only there? Season ticket holders. Mm-hmm. Nobody else is in the motherfucking building. Right now, Kanye West got season ticket holders left. He got people who've been ride or die for his music since the first album came out.
Right.
And that's all he got left. Now, it's a lot of them. It's enough for his album to sell 309,000 copies in a week, right? Mm-hmm. Before a nigga, then you see a nigga who got real pop culture appeal come out the next week and sell double that. And that be a weak debut for him from what he been doing lately. Drake last 2 albums before this certified bullshit, so they both did 1 million in a week. Mm-hmm. Both. And that so 600,000 was a weak debut for Drake. Bro, like Eminem used to move the needle every time he released a fucking album. He was moving the needle all the way up until the Marshall Mathers LP2 came out. Then that's when his shit fell off. But that shit, 712,000 copies in a week in a streaming era, my nigga. Like when Apple Music and them was first coming out, that nigga sold 12,000 copies. Kanye doing 300. That's not Kanye-like numbers.
Yeah.
808 and Heartbreaks doubled that shit up. And people didn't even like it, bro. People didn't even see the genius in that album when it came out. People didn't even foresee that shit was finna influence a whole generation of niggas.
I don't know. I just know in conclusion I probably won't listen to Donda 2. Just like,
Bro.
I just sitting here just thinking about it. $200 out of my pocket to get this little piece, this little toy essentially that I don't really want. That, I mean, it could be cool, but then again, $200, that shit better be very fucking cool.
Fred, you could, if you want to hear Donda 2,
it'll probably be on YouTube.
It might not be on YouTube because YouTube got a crazy copyright system.
Yeah.
They will strike some shit down, but if you go looking for it on the internet, you're gonna find it.
Mm.
You're not gonna be barred from listening to this shit, and you damn sure ain't gonna have to pay $200 fucking for it. I can guarantee you that. If you go looking for Donda 2 on the internet, you're gonna find it, bruh. Like
that is true though.
all 3 Donda listening parties is in my phone right the fuck now.
That's true also.
Bruh, like
That's
all
weird.
3 of them. Like,
nah, but it's just this shit don't really sit well with me, especially being like a Kanye fan. Like, it just all really is like $200 though. Like, I could see, like I've been saying, I can see if this thing was $50, this little $50 thing, and you can get the album, and that, I mean, that would be even. Or even if he just released a digital version of the album on his own website.
Exactly. That's
If he,
exactly
like,
what I was about to say. He could really show these fucking companies who he claimed to want to go against. Notice, this is the same type of tantrum he threw when motherfuckers didn't want him in the fashion industry. He made a song, New Slaves.
Oh, yeah.
Right after Trayvon Martin got killed, New Slaves came out. Like, Trayvon Martin got killed in 2012, right?
Mm-hmm.
New Slaves came out when? 2013? That's when Yeezus came out?
I believe so.
New Slaves come out. Michael Brown, I think, got killed in the same summer, or maybe that was the year after. I don't know. I can't say. The cops are shooting so many of us, and white folks are shooting so many of us, I can't even keep up with it. Like, but... New Slaves come out. You see the rollout he had for that, where he was just broadcasting it up on the side of buildings, and he broadcasted that shit up on the side of Wrigley Park and all that. And you listen to the song, and it's all about the fact that motherfuckers didn't want him to do fashion. And then what does he do? He don't do shit but go sign deals with the Gap and sign deals with Adidas and shit like that. He didn't put that shit out on his own. He signing deals with the same niggas he was mad at. What is he doing? He the creative director at Louis Vuitton. Niggas he was mad at on New Slaves. This nigga's a bullshit artist. Why is people even considering paying money for this fucking STEM player? Because I can guarantee you some tech company made it and not him.
Kano.
The fuck out of here. He was talking about tech companies out of one side of his mouth while trying to sell you some shit from another one out the other side of his mouth. Really?
I don't know.
He was mad because Nike wouldn't let him design the Yeezy shoes because he ain't got no fucking design talent. You telling me the Nike Yeezys ain't more fire than every fucking Adidas Yeezy that they let this bum design?
And they are.
The Air Yeezys is more fire than every single Boost Yeezy that's ever come out. Because Nike let professionals do it. And not some motherfucker with a couple albums under his belt and an overinflated fucking ego. That's what they let niggas, they let real fucking designers, and just because a nigga make fucking albums and he called himself a fashion designer, that mean he's supposed to do it? No. That mean you're supposed to let Kanye up at the board, be the creative design at Nike? No, is Michael Jordan designing Jordans? They take input from him, but he don't fucking design that shit. They bring him a whole table full of pictures that real designers have made, and they let him pick the one he likes the best. That's it. It's a reason why the Jordan brand is the most successful fucking shoe brand in the world. Mm-hmm. It's a reason why the Jordan brand single-handedly made Nike a powerhouse. Nike was selling shoes in a fucking boutique when they signed Jordan. It's because professionals are making it. And you want me to tell you why the Yeezy Boost Adidas shoes is so popular? It's only one reason why that shit is so popular. It's because niggas couldn't get the Nike version. And he promised that same cycle wouldn't repeat with the Adidas versions. Mm-hmm. And that's what started the hype. And it just snowballed from there. Now, the only reason why people want this shit so much is because it's hard to get. If you could walk in fucking Foot Locker and get a pair, he wouldn't sell nearly as many of them. People want to be able to say, motherfuckers like DJ Khaled tell you what this shit is really about. DJ Khaled pulled a pair of shoes off the rack that fell apart when he put them on because he hadn't worn them in 12 fucking years. Mm-hmm. You understand me? That's because he didn't care about wearing them. He didn't care about having them. He just had a pair of exclusive colorway shoes and he just wanted to be able to say, I got them and you don't. That's what sells Yeezys. It's because you can claim you got some exclusive shit. But this is the same nigga who made New Slaves. He was preaching this same type of message except for with clothes on his fucking song. And then went and signed with one of the 3 biggest fucking shoe brands in the world. Because they gave him what he wanted. He didn't launch an independent shoe brand, did he? Do the Yeezys not have the Adidas logo the fuck on them? He didn't launch the Yeezy clothing brand and put money out of his own pocket and boost that shit and build it from the ground up. Yeezy is worth $6 billion because Adidas is attached to that shit. Don't let this bum ass nigga fool you. But it was New Slaves. It was a temper tantrum. This is a temper tantrum. Because if they gave him that same office at Apple Music that Dr. Dre got, you wouldn't be able to hear shit from Kanye except for on Apple Music. I guarantee you that. Dr. Dre money started Apple Music. Apple Music started off that Beats Music. So he deserved a fucking office on the top floor of the fucking building. It started up, Apple Music came off of some shit that was built off Dr. Dre fucking name. Def Jam don't owe you shit, nigga. They made you. You came from the Rockefeller camp, which is a Def Jam fucking company. Why the fuck Def Jam owe you anything? Why Apple Music owe you shit? And now your fucking fans down for something to owe you $200 motherfucking dollars. When they can go out and buy up your whole previous catalog before Donda 2 for less than that. If they wanted to go buy a copy of all your other albums combined together, it wouldn't cost them $200 damn dollars. Cause a fucking plastic toy come with it? The fuck out of here.
I know you ain't gonna buy the stem player.
Nigga, I ain't never listening to shit else this nigga's involved with. I didn't even like Donda, so I wasn't even motivated to listen to this shit. Mm-hmm. Even if the shit was free. Bruh, like, get the fuck out of here. I turned down $100 billion The fuck? So what? We supposed to put that $100 million back in your pocket? Nigga, you should have signed the fucking check. Nigga, you should have signed the contract. So you turn out $100 to Apple, $1 trillion company was about to throw you, but your fans is you supposed to crowdsource that $100 million back up by selling $200 toys? Nigga, what? Get a fuck. Yo, if niggas don't wake up from this fucking Kanye trance.
I don't know. I just know I ain't gonna pay $200 to listen to the album. I am gonna watch that Genius documentary.
Fuck him.
Though.
He ain't a genius.
I don't know. I wouldn't go as far as saying the nigga ain't a genius.
I will.
The nigga, anybody who can do anything that great, I would consider a genius.
Is
That
the
be
shit
music.
really all that great though?
I mean,
I can start
have
railing.
to say the older.
I can
older
start
Kanye
railing
music
off
is
shit
great.
from back in that time when he was releasing his old shit that's better than his shit. Speaker Box Love Below. I take that over them Kanye albums.
Mm-hmm.
I take Things Fall Apart from the Roots over them Kanye albums. I take the Blueprint from Jay-Z over that shit. I take Stillmatic from Nas over that bullshit that was coming out back in the early 2000s from Kanye. Nigga, I'll continue to go if we want to go.
I don't know.
I'll take fucking Hell Hath No Fury from his own right hand man over his shit from back then.
Yeah. I don't know. I ain't gonna just sit up here and act like the nigga ain't make great music.
He did make great music. He doesn't make great music anymore. I mean, if
I will agree. The music that he makes now is definitely not even close to college dropouts or graduations.
I will never
shit like that.
I will never argue with somebody say Kanye made great music in the first 7 years of his career. Never argue. But if anybody want to come to me with this Yeezus and Life of Pablo and Ye and fucking Donda shit and Jesus is King, bruh, I will fucking shout you down. Like, if you try to convince me that garbage is worth any damns.
Yeah.
Like, the exception, the exception to that rule is the album that he collaborated all the way through with Kid Cudi on.
Yeah.
That's the exception to that. That was more of a Cudi album. Like, I could have done without Kanye on any of it.
I don't agree with this, with him throwing shots at Kid Cudi though.
Bruh, Kanye is one of them niggas who acts like 50 Cent used to act. 50 Cent used to get mad at anybody who fucked with people who he didn't like. So because Ja Rule had a song with Fat Joe and Jadakiss, the New York song, 50 Cent started dissing them. Because the Game didn't want to diss Jadakiss, the Game was now not in G Unit anymore.
Right.
That's how this is. No, so because Kid Cudi know Pete Davidson,
Yeah.
he not supposed to. You don't fuck with him musically anymore, my nigga. It's your fault that Pete Davidson is fucking your bitch, nigga. Pete Davidson, a motherfucker who look like a chimpanzee, is fucking your bitch because she couldn't stand you anymore. Bruh, look in the fucking mirror instead of pointing the finger at everybody else. She couldn't stand you any fucking more, man. And you want me to tell you that text message that she sent him when she was caping up for Pete is what had to push him. When she said, stop doing this before somebody tries to hurt Pete. That's what had to push this nigga over the edge. It had to be that. This is all y'all motherfuckers live y'all life in the public.
That is true.
People can document when your marriage broke up by watching Keeping Up with the fucking Kardashians, nigga. Mm-hmm. They can recognize from when she stopped fucking with you when they stopped seeing you in the show. She don't fucking want you. Pete Davidson was just there that one day that she was on SNL, and now he hitting it for a few months. Mm-hmm. I don't think that shit is gonna last. She ain't finna marry this motherfucker. But it's you. Look at all the fucking shit that happens around you. What's the common denominator? You, nigga.
Oh, no.
Shit falling apart. The Nike deal fell apart. It's you. And this nigga, Kanye West, is out here telling y'all that his album ain't coming out on streaming services because he don't want to live life down on his knee. But when he was so desperate to get into the fashion thing, he was on a fucking plane feeding some cockamamie fashion designer macaroni out of his own hands.
So this is what really happens with Peter, Evie, Kanye. What we do on our way to a Vogue event. Ribs and French fries. Yeah.
A white nigga.
I did see that.
He bowed down to a white nigga and was feeding this nigga. This nigga was eating out of Kanye's hands like he was a fucking slave. And he want to tell y'all how to do something? A nigga that looked like he had on a fucking Mark Davis bowl cut wig. He was feeding this motherfucker. He holding this nigga food. Stop this shit. Wake the fuck up. Come the fuck on. When he was so desperate to get into that fashion shit, this is what he was willing to do. Nigga ain't no fucking leader. This nigga ain't motherfucking Nat Turner. Nat Turner was willing to really die. Is that what his name was?
Yeah.
He was killing niggas.
He was killing niggas.
He was out hunting slave owners. Kanye West was feeding niggas from the palm of his hands. He was holding niggas' plates.
I definitely wouldn't throw Kanye West and Nat Turner in the same comparison.
But he acted like I'm willing to die for this. I'm willing to die. Nigga, you was willing to sit there and be a nigga's fucking dinner table.
No, we gotta put that video in the podcast, but
yeah, I'm putting it in there. This nigga was holding the plates while this nobody. This nigga that if he didn't make ugly clothes that fucking snooty ass niggas said was hot, shit that no regular person is trying to buy. Shit that's just snooty ass niggas and ugly bitches that walk down runways wear for a weekend in Paris. That if he wasn't making that shit, nobody would care who he was. And Kanye West is sitting there with 2 plates of food, feeding this nigga out his own fucking hands.
yeah, I mean, nigga had to get put on somehow. But
Nigga was already on. Nigga was already the #1 fucking artist in music when this shit happened.
he wanted to get put on to the fashion. He wanted to get put on to the fashion, not the music. But nah,
He could have launched his own brand.
he
didn't.
Yeezy season.
Yeezy is not an independent company. Yeezy is tied to other brands. But Patrick Ewing is more of an independent fashion designer than him. The Ewing sneakers, you can only get them shits from his website, and they ain't got no other fucking logo on them except the number 33 and his name.
Right.
That's it.
Nah.
And they been like that for fucking years.
I don't know. I just don't think that nigga could do that. I don't think he could just make the Yeezy shit his own brand.
He could have. He didn't want
That
to
shit
pay
wouldn't-
for
it
it.
definitely wouldn't have been as big though. I don't think it would have been as big as putting that shit with Balenciaga, or even putting that shit with Gap or Adidas or Nike. I think he was trying to do what would give him the most money, but he also wanted to have his 100% creative ability on everything being manufactured. And I think
He
that's
got
why
100%. He got the illusion of 100% creative ability.
Yeah,
That's what
but
he
I
got.
think that's what he was. That's what he was wanting. That's why they was like, "Nah, nigga, get the fuck out of here, cause you ain't gonna make shit that nobody gonna wear." But I don't know.
Cause
All
all
of
it
this
take,
shit is weird.
it'll take one motherfucker from the Adidas, from the real niggas up at the top of Adidas to say, I don't like this shit, and it's not coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So he got the illusion of 100% creative control.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, let the revenue for this shit fall. Let this shit not sell out on release day.
Mm-hmm.
Let any of that shit happen and see how much fucking creative control that nigga have then.
Yeah.
Like,
Nah, but I was watching that Genius shit, and I watched the whole first episode. I think we should review it. I think that shit is.
don't torture me like this.
I think it's pretty good. From that first episode where he was, first moving to New York, showing how he really started, how he got put on and stuff. And the thing, like watching that show to really see what Kanye turned into, it kind of shows, even through his young self, like the way he was talking and the way he really believed in himself and had confidence and stuff. Like you can really see what he was saying and how he was saying it. Like he had an immense confidence, and I don't think that has went anywhere. I think he's still super, maybe even overly confident, and he just knows he wants to be the best at everything he does.
I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch this. But I'll watch it.
Because it's kind of like,
I'll watch
that's
it.
why when people be like, Kanye, he's spazzing out, this was always Kanye.
I know this is one of the reasons I didn't used to like Kanye.
Yeah, this is
I didn't
this
used
has
to like
always
Kanye
been
because-
him. This is nothing has changed except the nigga dressed different.
When he jumped up and down on the couch on 106 in Park, mad that his album didn't get the 5 mic treatment, but the Little Brother album did. The Minstrel Show, I didn't like him after that.
Yeah.
But the Minstrel Show, they retracted the 5 mics and lowered the rating down to 4.5 on some bitch shit. I didn't like that shit, but bro, I'll watch this Genius shit just so we can review it. But other than that, I don't care about this shit. I don't give a fuck about Kanye. I'll never listen to his fucking music again. If you took his whole solo catalog away right now, I wouldn't even miss it.
See, that's a stretch though.
I don't listen to it already.
I don't know. I still listen to Kanye music. I mean, it's just good. It's good music. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it's good. I'm not saying that. Shit is great.
So
For the
it's
first
worth a
7
listen.
years. I don't listen to it though. So I don't listen to it, and I haven't listened to Kanye regularly.
So like, what do you like? Just what type of music are you listening to on the daily?
It depends. So like if I'm in my conservative mood where I'm listening to shit that's already established with me, I'm listening to the old favorites. So I'm going Wu-Tang, Tribe Called Quest. I'm throwing in some Outkast, some Jay, Nas, fucking DMX, Biggie, Tupac, Snoop, the Locks, all that type of shit, right? Even shit like Mike Geronimo, motherfucking Digging in the Crates. If you don't know who that is, that's where Fat Joe came from. That's what Big L. When you hear I'm down with Digging in the Crates and on the envy, that's where Big L and shit came from. Diamond D. If I'm in my, I want to listen to some current shit, I'm gonna go shit like, well, let me continue with like the older shit. Then I go off, I might listen to some fucking Nirvana, some Metallica, some fucking old ass rock bands from the 70s and 80s. And I'm even getting into some, I might listen to some fucking David Bowie, Michael Jackson, Prince, any of that shit like that. But if I want to listen to some contemporary music that's current, I might go down the road of some Uzi, some of the like the first few Trippie Redd shit, not nothing that he coming out with now. Like Travis Scott, Thug, Future, fucking 2 Chainz, some Wayne, some fucking maybe some Pusha T, some Kendrick, some Cole. If I'm going out there, bruh, I might even go listen to like the soundtrack of a video game. I might listen to like the Persona soundtrack or something. If I'm going really out there, because that shit got you can find great music from any place, from any source. I'm listening to some. I was listening to a song that just came out. I thought it was old. But it just came out at the end of last year, and the song is so fucking good.
What?
It's called, I'm trying to pronounce this person's name the right way. I'm going my Shazam, because I did have to Shazam it when I first heard it.
It ain't no rap shit.
Not rap.
Nah, I've been listening to the same shit, though. Like, I may jump off and listen to some fucking SZA. Like I listened to some SZA. This is just what's in my last shit. Well, that I Hate You song. That shit be on TikTok. That shit kind of fire though.
I ain't never heard it. But like the song,
I ain't even gonna say it's kind of fire, but that shit is like a meme song. You know how niggas make the meme? Shit is a meme song.
That SZA shit. I listened to the song I was talking about. It's called "The Perfect Girl." I knew the title, but I wanted to see his name, by Moreau. But it's spelled Mareux. So it's like that French Cajun, like Bordeaux or some shit. Like,
nah, I'm gonna listen to that shit though. But I don't know. I even listened to that Snoop Back on Death Row album.
It was a good album.
It was. I did have a few things that I was kind of upset with though. It was too long. I felt like the album was way too long. I also feel like that's kind of why Donda won't really hit him like that. That this shit is 2 hours long.
Snoop has been making albums that are too long
forever.
After Doggy Style came out, every Snoop album after that was too long.
Like, I feel, and I understand if you're just, like, literally making, like, let's say, you make 50 songs for the album, and you like, damn, I want them to hear all 50. Like,
get the album together and then put the rest of the shit out on mixtapes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can do something like that, but when you're releasing a 32 album soundtrack, like, what?
Bruh.
I mean, 32 song album. I said that all backwards, but
I need to get a noise gate.
A noise gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
The little shit that go over, like you got.
Like my polo sock.
Noise gate. Shit
Nah.
over the mic.
Nah, but I don't know. I feel like that's kind of I ain't even gonna lie, the production quality is going down a lot. But I feel like to a certain extent, beats ain't really the same way they used to be. Like, you don't get people really going super crazy on the soul sampling and really getting down and really digging in crates, literally.
You don't, not mainstream anyway. Shit, I was surprised when I heard that Polo G song they sampled "Smooth Criminal" by Michael Jackson. Like, I was like, what? Number one, I was like, how the fuck much do they have to pay for this?
Yeah,
like that was my first thought. But like when it come down to music, like I still got my love for music. I just don't got my love for listening to. Well, I think I'm trying to say this in a way that don't make me sound crazy.
Well,
Bro, you know how music can grow on you? Mm-hmm. The Kanye music grew off of me.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of like, I was like, not that, I'm not trying to diminish the quality of it in any type of way. Mm-hmm. Like, his first, like, let's say, College Dropout, I still feel the same way about. 808s and Heartbreaks, I hate it. Mm-hmm. But now that might be my favorite album of his. Mm-hmm. Between that and Dark Twisted Fantasy. But I think I'm starting to like 808s and Heartbreaks more than I like that. Mm-hmm. To tell you the truth.
I don't know. And even going back and really thinking about, like, all right,
I know I like College Dropout. That's all.
I think we about to come to the same conclusion. Go ahead and say it.
I like College Dropout. That's already set in stone. What was it?
Late Registration.
Late Registration. I like it. Graduation. It got great songs up there. I like it. It's not, but it's still not like on that College Dropout level. It ain't up there.
Nah, it's not.
Then you got
808s is
808s. I ain't even gonna lie. I haven't listened to that album as much as the rest of them, so I don't really think
it was like that for me too. Like it was literally 808s clicked for me instantly one day, and it was after me hating it. The 808s came out in 2008, so this was after me hating that album for almost 3-4 years. And one day I listened to it. Literally, I hated it the day before, my nigga. Mm-hmm. And one day I listened to it and I was like, oh, shit.
It clicked. like the shit clicked.
But I think that 808s...
I do agree that Donda was his worst shit, though.
Donda took over Yeezus is his worst album for me.
And I didn't think Yeezus was that bad.
Because I didn't... Bro... I'm telling you, I won't hide how I was. This is 7-8 years ago. This is before I got to how I am now with music. Yeezus, this is 9 years ago. Yeezus came out in 2013. Bro, Yeezus is what changed me up when it come to music. Because when Yeezus came out, nigga, I was trying to find every excuse that I could to like that shit.
Yeah.
Right. I was giving this shit so much chances that I wouldn't have afforded to somebody else. I was giving it chances that I wasn't affording to Kendrick Lamar. Mind you.
I remember that.
Kendrick Lamar, when y'all was telling me to listen to him, bro, I just didn't even fucking do it. Bro, like literally when
I remember that countless days of you need to fuck with that Kendrick. And that was the crazy part. Like when I first heard Kendrick Lamar, I was like, nigga, what? Nigga, when I first heard that rigor mortis,
bro, like I was
like, what?
When I saw rigor mortis, nigga, I used to skip past that shit. It used to come with my YouTube recommends all the time, the music video. And I used to skip past that motherfucker on a regular basis. And the day, I could tell you when the Kendrick Lamar shit came crashing all down for me. And I was like, oh no, this nigga is that nigga. I tell you, like, motherfucking, I had heard of his swimming pool song, but the only part I had heard of was that pull up, drink. That's the only part I had heard of it, and it was you, and it was O that both sent me the link to his album at the exact same time. I was like, all right, man, I'll listen to this fucking shit. So these niggas was, bro. When I clicked on that shit, I was giving my fucking nephew or my niece or one of them a bath. Who was it? I was giving one of them a bath, and I was like, fuck it, I'll listen to this bullshit because these niggas steady. I was giving Ricky a bath.
So and keep in mind, this is Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah, I hadn't even heard at this point. I hadn't heard Section 80. I heard Section 80 after I heard Good Kid, Mad City. Right, so I was giving Ricky a bath. He was probably a year too old at the time. No, he was just turning a year old because he was born in 2011. So I was giving him a bath and I was like, fuck it. I'll just go ahead on and listen to this shit. Bruh. When that fucking song came on, bro, Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe, and that shit fucking tossed me all the way back to Aquemini. I was like, hold on. Okay, this shit sound like something off of Aquemini. Next thing I know, ding, ding, ding. I was like, hold up. What the fuck? All my life I want money and power.
And see, that's the thing.
Die
like
from when
you can get albums, well, this album is old, 2012. But when you get albums like
this
this,
is the 10th year anniversary of that shit, bro.
So like, and then with what this next Kendrick album is gonna be, because I'm already assuming that it's not gonna be garbage. I'm just assuming it.
Right.
When you can get music like that, why would you want to listen to a Donda 2? Exactly. Like, because don't get me wrong, I'm a Kanye fan, and I mean, I don't even think Donda's that bad. But I don't think it's as good as it could have been. The production is nowhere it should be. I know for a fact Kanye can still make those classic songs.
Bro, I don't think he can.
And that's what I'm starting to think though. Like, it's something in me that makes me think, all right, Donda 2 it's gonna have that shit that I like.
Let me ask you a question, bro. Mm-hmm. Let's take all fucking Kanye bias out of this, and let's take the lyrics out of consideration. Yeah. Right. Let's see if up and coming producer X released "Lift Yourself." Would you have thought that shit was hot?
Like with the just regular like
with no poopity scoop. But that's that fucking sample going on for almost 2 minutes. And then a beat that was made out of nothing playing that boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. That's all that shit was made out. Would you thought that shit was hot? What niggas have been on the internet reacting to it.
It all depends. Because sometimes it don't even matter the beat. Whoever no. Are you just saying?
No, just the beat.
Let's say. Oh, so you just saying somebody just gave me this beat?
No artist, no lyrics, nothing. Okay. Just that beat.
Probably not. Because it could have been so much more layered on that could have really made it fire. It's simple. But see, simplicity also isn't bad. Because sometimes that's what really makes the song great is the simplicity.
But the simplicity, like let's take a song. Let's stick with Kanye.
No, we can that lift you, but lift you no.
Lift yourself.
If another
just a random producer.
Stan, the producer. If he handed that to me, I probably wouldn't be like, all right, this is the best thing I ever heard.
But what did we see? Reaction video on top of reaction video of niggas dancing around. Oh, say that old Kanye is back. No. Until the poopity scoop shit came on, niggas was ready to christen that shit the best song ever made, bruh. Mm-hmm.
But see, even with something like that, I would take it over some of the things, like a beat like that. I would take it over some of the things that I have been hearing from Kanye.
That's what I'm saying. But I wanted to bring that up because of the reaction to it. Mm-hmm. And it was all strictly biased. Yeah. It was Kanye biased why people was acting like that until they heard him saying poopity scoop. Like, you could watch they got a compilation of reactions to that song on YouTube, and you can see how all them niggas was acting. Mm-hmm. Before he started talking, you can see how they was all acting. Jumping around and shit. Oh, that old Kanye is back. Hell yeah. No. Because if you go back and compare that bullshit, that shit he was making that's classified as the old Kanye, it ain't nowhere close.
See, bro. when you, and I think this is gonna be the perfect analogy. When you got like that do or die, what's that song? With dance with me.
It's called. I can't remember what the song
Yeah.
is, but I can't remember the name of it. But yeah,
When Kanye can make joints like that and produce joints like that, and you go up there and you pull out that lift yourself up off your feet, then you really can't. That shit don't equal up to that.
and then this is the thing, right? You said simplicity can be good. We can leave it with Kanye. Izzo, probably his breakout fucking song.
And also in that first episode of the Genius joint, that's what it was. They was going over that one.
That's only fucking Baby Give Me One More Chance by the Jackson 5. That is literally dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. That's that part. That's all it is that makes up the Izzo beat. And that's one of the best beats that niggas can ever hear, bruh. You hear that shit come on and you instantly in it.
But see, I also believe that was Kanye trying to get his foot in the door. So he had to do whatever was the best that he could do. I think now
His foot was already in the door because he was on the previous Jay-Z album.
But even not him getting his, let's not say getting his foot in the door, but him trying to give the best versions of what he could do as far as music and stuff.
Right,
even with College Dropout, he's trying to, this is me. Like, but now I think it's more or less he has so many people around him saying, "Oh, this shit hot. Oh, this shit hot.
Bro, the way that
Oh, this
niggas
shit
was
hot."
jumping around to that fucking God breathe, bro. That
See,
lets you know
that's-
it's
that's
just
the
yes
perfect
men,
one.
bro.
That's the perfect one. God breathe.
That's just yes men.
If Kanye name wasn't attached to God breathe on this,
niggas would laugh that shit out the building.
Yeah.
Nobody would listen to that.
nobody. No, and that's a lot of songs from Donda anyway.
And that's, full disclosure, one of the like 2 or 3 songs that I like from the album.
And see, that's the thing. If that shit is, I don't know.
But
I
this
don't
is
like.
the thing.
I ain't gonna say it. Like I mean, I didn't make God breathe. I didn't even have the thought of making God breathe, and nor can I probably make a song that people would listen to as much as they have listened to God breathe. But I don't think that was some Kanye level shit.
But that's what I was about to get into. God breathe is something that I would have gave a chance if no matter who made it. Cause I like listening to strange sounding shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go and pop up. If I'm playing a video game and I like some of the songs on there, I will pop in and listen to the whole fucking video game soundtrack. Or I'll listen to some shit that's just made out of whatever the fuck. Like, it's a song, one of my favorite songs by David Bowie, right? Mm-hmm. I'm about to get it. It's called Big Brother from his Diamond Dogs album. Mm-hmm. Now that song got a companion piece, right? Mm-hmm. And I definitely gotta pull it up because the title to the song is long as fuck.
Well, why you pulling that up? Even though you were saying you like to hear the weird shit, and God Breathe ain't one of those. It ain't the not weirdest song, but I would much rather go listen to On Sight on Yeezus than fucking God Breathe, though. No, for real. On Sight, I feel like that song is hot.
On Sight ain't bad.
I like that song, but like even when you go to some shit like, or even in On Sight, you know how it break, and then he still had the crier in there. It may not be what they want. Mm-hmm. When he got that part in there. Like, even with the creativity with throwing something like that in a song that the beat is like how he just threw that shit in there to keep you guessing. Keep you guessing. This Donda shit, he didn't throw me for a loop. The hottest shit up there was probably, as far as production wise, was probably that fucking Lauryn Hill shit.
To me, the hottest shit up there was Praise God.
And fucking Keep My Spirit Alive, but that was because of my niggas.
Roddy Ricch?
Nah. Not that shit. The
it's
shit
about
with my
Griselda.
niggas. Yeah.
Griselda.
Yeah.
But that was just a great song. That was
that was a good song.
They good. And then on that shit, that the Locks is on that one, on the second part of it too. But then like the song I was talking about by David Bowie is called "The Chant of the Ever Circling Skeletal Family." Like that's that's a weird fucking song.
And
but
that's some shit that'll make you be like, all right, I'm gonna listen to
But
that.
if that shit, when you hear Big Brother and it just transition into that, it's some good shit. Like, so God Breathe is in my wheelhouse because I'm willing to give some strange sounding shit a chance, right? But bullshit like the rest of Donda is just under par. Like, most of Donda is under par. And I'm led to believe that most of Donda 2 is going to be under par. Like, I don't have to ever listen to this shit. And I damn sure ain't going to buy a $200 fucking toy to hear it. Not doing it. It's all just a fucking ego trip from this nigga, man. To me. All just an ego trip. I'm not getting with this shit. I'm not getting with it. Nigga lost all fucking... He done lost damn near all creativity to me.
I ain't gonna say he lost it, but I am gonna say he's not ready to... I don't know if he just doesn't feel confident in his abilities, but he's definitely not producing like he should. Let me say that. If I was running a basketball team, and I'm gonna end it with this. If I was running a basketball team and Kanye was my star player, I'd be looking to get a trade.
We looking for the trade, then?
Yeah. Or see if I can trade him for some new draft picks.
It's like
because the quality of the music is not where it should be.
You be looking to do the Herschel Walker trade when the Cowboys traded that nigga to the Vikings after they wrung him dry.
Yeah. Like, it ain't even that I'm like wringing this nigga dry, but you not producing, nigga. Literally, you're not producing. Your bars are not hitting. If them shits is not clever, them shits is not, getting.
You telling me you ain't fucking with Closed on Sunday? You my Chick-fil-A?
Nigga, I hate that fucking song. No, and even on that album, like Water, like the production of that song with the choir and shit, I can fucks with that.
Water? You mean like the song that he copied off MF fucking Doom?
See, I ain't know that was an MF Doom copy, but
basically
I do like that song.
Have you ever heard of if you hear Water, right? Just go back and listen to the Ghostface song from Fish Scale, right? Mm-hmm. It's called what's that? Underwater. Mm-hmm. That's what it's called, Underwater. So, I mean, like, it's not exactly a copy, but it's heavily influenced by that MF Doom beat. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like this nigga Kanye honestly needs to step it up. And if I'm going to pay $200 for this STEM player, this album better be some very good shit. But I'm definitely going to try to find it before I pay $200.
I ain't, bro.
Let me not say before I pay $200.
I'm not going to look for it. Mm. But if it couldn't be found, it wouldn't be heard for me.
That's going to be an album we have to review.
Bruh, so. You might be reviewing that shit independently. I might just be sitting here, bro. Because I'm not giving this motherfucker nothing, son. Like, I'm not.
I don't know. This nigga is he tweaking. I ain't really fucking with it, but I ain't got nothing else to say about this nigga Kanye. Hopefully we can. I do got an independent spotlight, but I mean we already reviewed some of his music.
What's his name?
Oh, the Damage song, the La Negra.
Okay. Oh yeah, only
Yeah, you listen to it enough?
Mm-hmm. I listened to it.
Nah, that shit fire. I was just gonna throw that one in there just because. I mean, that was one of the ones I've been listening to. The shit just came out not too long ago. The shit.
You gotta have balls to do that sample.
It's a banger.
Go to that sample.
And that's another thing. To go and sample international players,
right?
Like,
you got to that shit.
That's that shit.
That shit is that number one. That's Pimp C fucking Swan song. That's the last single they came out with and video they came out with right before he passed away. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you got to do it big on that. But before we get into that, I just got one thing to say. Mm-hmm. All around the world today, kilo is a measure. A kilo is 1,000 grams. It's easy to remember. If you don't know nothing about that, then you ain't listening to rap music the right fucking way. You too busy trying to buy STEM players. The fuck?
Nah, but I ain't got nothing else.
All right, let's get into it.
She shake her ass, I analyze. I can tell she wanna fuck, ain't tryna fantasize. Talking to my spirit, say in these streets just make me camouflage. First nigga play, he lay, I leave him paralyzed. Talking to my newbie, she won't go to the bodega. Pull her to the set, I'm just tryna smoke like, well, I nigga. I just did that shit once again, friend. I don't know why I pray to God and then go sin again, friend. It's no money or guns up in your pot, but pull your pants up. Pull her to the op block, think we 12 and throw their hands up.
That shit is crucial. That shit is crucial. That shit is crucial. From the stellar fucking production to the bars.
That's the thing, bro, because after the International Players Anthem came out, right, which that's not to be fair, that beat was not originally for that song. It was originally a Project Pat song. Yeah, so but after the International Players Anthem came out, it was like, this shit is solid now. It's not hard to fuck that up. Want me to give you an example of somebody fucking it? You know, you heard this song. Woke up quick at about noon. Just thought that I had to be in Compton soon. I gotta get drunk before the day begins. For my mother starts bitching about my friend. You know what I'm talking about, right? And I know you have heard the fucking song by Jim Jones and the Game called Certified Gangsters. That was trampling over the legacy of Boys in the Hood. That song is fucking awful. The beat is fucking awful on Certified Gangsters. For this producer to make a beat that stands up with that sample is already one thing, right?
Yeah.
And it's modernized. It's not, because International Players Anthem is upbeat. It's not a low tempo song like this one is.
Right.
So he modernized it to come with the kind of vibe heavy music that we have today, and then the rapper came through with a good verse. Yeah. Because, the last time I heard that sample, a nigga said, my bitch a choosy lover, never fuck without a rubber, never in the sheets like it on top of the cover, money in the dresser, drive a compressor, the top not hoes, want the most, not the lesser, the trash like the fuck for $40 in the club, you fucking up the game, bitch, you gets no love. But, shit, so you got to stand out. If that's the last thing I heard when I heard that fucking beat. I know Andre 3000 part, people give that a lot of love, but Pimp C got the best verse in that shit to me. Right. Okay? I gotta commend you if you can actually do a good rendition of this. Because this kind of shit is easy to fuck. Certified Gangsters is pure trash. Have you heard that?
I gotta go listen to it.
Fuck it. If they tell us we gotta mute this part, I'll just fucking cut it out when we edit it. You've heard Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, I have heard
The boys in the hood is always hard. You come talking the trash, we'll pull your card. Don't want nothing in life but to be legit. Don't quote me, boy.
Because I ain't said shit.
Ice Cube on the pen, my nigga.
Mm-hmm.
But listen to this shit.
R.I.P. Easy E.
They've already fucked up. Why is the fucking why is it all flipped around? Why is everything sound different?
It's murder she wrote. If Doc come out, it's 30 Impalas on the boat. Nigga, we do this every day. Llamas under the third.
Nah.
Hey yo, I had to be in Compton soon. I gotta get drunk before the day begins. Before my mother starts.
This is how this is supposed to sound.
About to go and damn near went blind. Young niggas at the pad.
I don't know.
Hold on. Cause you don't fuck with this. You don't change that. These niggas got some fucking off-key shit like they done fucking hit the little wheel on the side of the keyboard that makes shit sound funny. You don't do that. What are you doing on that certified gangster shit? You don't change that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the fucking part of the song everybody knows.
Yeah.
The fuck out of here.
Nah, but that was Damage. La Negra.
Great
Good song.
Great song. I like that shit.
I like it too. That shit. I think it's also one of those songs, the minute and 50-second songs. That shit, that 1 minute and 50 seconds to about 2 minutes,
Bruh,
is some of the best fucking songs.
I heard that Polo G song Bad Man, Smooth Criminal today for the first time, bro. And that shit was 1 minute and 40 seconds, and that shit seemed like it was 4 minutes long.
Yeah.
Because all he did was rap the whole time. He barely stopped rapping. I like that song too, bro.
Yeah.
Bookended. Kanye West. Never ever compare yourself to Michael Jackson again, motherfucker. You're not on his level in any facet of any of this shit. Musically, never. Bruh, Smooth Criminal is better than every Kanye song ever made. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing else either.
Prince is better than you too.